Beijing's Forbidden City. Once the center of an empire, now a tourist playground. This is the new Forbidden City, built on the back of an economic miracle, the hidden world of China's billionaires. Here's one of them, Madame Zhou Zhaoguang, and there are several hundred more dollar billionaires on mainland China.
恭喜发财！
恭喜发财！
The billionaires like making money rather than talking about it, but some of them granted us an audience.
60% of this piano is natural jade. Michael Jackson bought it. Then I bought it for millions of dollars.
Welcome to the world of $500,000 dogs. Hong Weihua is from Shenyang in the northeast. His conglomerate stretches from luxury goods and media to mining and property.
Well, I keep several dogs here. Some of them are quite rare. Like the Tibetan Mastiff, which people like pretty much. Well, a white Tibetan Mastiff is rarer, maybe 1 in 10,000. Most are black or yellow.
He likes to show his wealth, but property developer Dai Zikang prefers to talk about the influence of the new entrepreneurial class.
The economic world, the leadership should be entrepreneurs. And people gradually understand it and accept it. Maybe not forever, but for this 100 years, will be like that.
This new openness about wealth and its role in such a nuanced society is partly thanks to one man, British-educated Rupert Hugerworth. His company Hurun tracks the wealth of the richest 1,000 Chinese.
What I've done is I've broken the taboo about people able to talk about wealth. Now, the number of people that are all taking part in the sort of fortune Olympics, if you want to use that analogy, and trying to go out and make money, is just about every able-bodied person in China today.
There are two big differences between Chinese billionaires and their Western counterparts. First, they are much younger, with an average age of just 54. Second, almost all of them knew extreme poverty when they were young.
She was a great mother. She used to eat last when the family was very poor in the old days. She usually got nothing to eat in the end. We got something solid to eat, but she only got soup.
Zhong Tinghu is China's richest businessman with a fortune estimated at $12 billion. It comes from his 80% ownership of a soft drinks company, Wahaha.
When I first started in 1987, it was just a little shop in a school, selling popsicles and soft drinks. That's how I started. My family was really, really poor.
You know, I make the comparison to the late 19th century in America, when you got the Morgans, the Rockefellers, they all came up. They then had brilliant ideas and perseverance and a bit of ruthlessness, and today they're household names. This is what's happening in China today.
The difference between American 19th century business barons and today's Chinese billionaires is that the Americans saw the world in terms of rugged individualism. Chinese business leaders like Hong Weihua talk in terms of their responsibility to society.
I think responsibility is the first task of a man. Accountability. It's a man's capability to shoulder his responsibility. Then is diligence and indomitableness. Those elements comprise a real man.
This sense of responsibility causes some of the super rich to forfeit enjoyment of their wealth. Zong is an old-style communist, a member of the National People's Congress, the 2,700-member rubber stamp parliament. He uses his money to further economic growth.
There is an old saying in China, help people in an emergency, but not those who depend on charity. So I help the poor people to get the opportunity to work or start their own business. I don't spend much on food and I don't use much cash. I use the money to invest, to create more jobs, to create more wealth for society, to accomplish my life's goals. I don't have much joy in my life.
In their role as social leaders, the billionaires suggest all sorts of reforms and initiatives to members of the seven-man steering committee that ultimately runs the country. In 2010, Mr. Zong led calls to raise the threshold for paying income tax. It was raised in 2011. In 2009, Madame Zhou harnessed her power and wealth to promote the town of Yiwu. Within 2 years, it became one of the world's top trading posts.
This is the place we first started our business.
Yiwu is an international phenomenon. It has a huge market share in small goods. Its vast wholesale mall, as big as an airport, sells everything from plastic flowers to fax machines to Christmas baubles. Yiwu's new status is an example of the billionaires bringing fresh ideas to the government and outgoing Premier Wen Jiabao. Gift-giving is not the only traditional element of Chinese culture to survive the Maoist period. Religion and superstition are still potent forces at the highest level of Chinese society. With a private temple on the top floor of the family home, Madame Zhou and her husband Yu Yuxin are also devout Buddhists. Entrepreneurs tend to enroll at business schools partly for networking, but most of them stopped education by the time they were 16. Many are still influenced by superstition and feng shui when making their business decisions. Although Madame Zhou and Mr. Yu had little schooling, their son Thomas graduated from the London School of Economics. He is leading their online strategy.
Yiwu's total revenue from Taobao was 50 billion yuan. We sold 10,000 of a single product in one day on the 1st of November last year.
Children of newly wealthy parents are often regarded as too ostentatious, but most of the second-generation billionaires I met were as modest and hard-working as their parents.
I just finished my internship.